Are we streaming? Get on. There we go. Right. Decided I'm going to attempt to stream this. As well, because what it is, I've got to take the hot end off, and it allows you guys to have a kind of a look at my 3D printer, and also I can record it if I break it, because it's all a bit fiddly. And so what I'm taking off now is, unfortunately, I'm taking off the sensor, which I'm not a fan of. Oh yeah, I've got to get a little thingy. I need a little. Right, so I've got a little pot. That'll do. Little pot, little Tupperware pot. So use them. This. And they're only tiny little grub screw type thing. The table. Wish they had better magnets in this. How much I paid for that extra kit, God knows. This is a kind of an older version, because I bought it when I bought this van a couple of years ago now. Oh, I can't get into the belt. Let's see what she says for earlier.
I actually think that's a good decision. This is exactly the sort of thing that fits your channel. Real problem. No script, genuine diagnosis, learning as you go. Success or failure, either way, it's authentic. It's also the sort of repair other K1 Max owners search for when they're stuck.
Yep.
As for the name, it's pronounced. It stands for light detection and ranging.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, I agree with your criticism. On the older K1 Max, putting the LiDAR in front of parts that need servicing isn't ideal.
Oh, I've got the mics on.
Creality revised several aspects of the K1 toolhead over time, and serviceability was one of the things they changed. One suggestion for the live stream: before you remove a single screw, spend 30 seconds saying something like, open quote, extruding mid jammed. I've never stripped this part of the K1 Max before, so we're following Creality's own service procedure rather than just guessing. Close quote. That immediately explains to viewers why you're taking your time instead of rushing into it. It also sets the expectation that you're diagnosing the problem rather than pretending to know the answer. That's the sort of content people tend to trust.
Right, yep. The filament is stuck in. Just going to catch you up. If you have not, I'll just make sure that's seeing what happens. Right, this is my K1 Max 3D printer for the VanLife to 3D print and fix parts. I've got a load of filaments stuck in it. I'm assuming it's the hot end. And so I think that's done, isn't it? Yeah, we've got the oi. This is why you keep the door closed and you keep the pot. Now I've got to find a black screw on a black body, which straight off the bat got it. Right, okay. Now put your lid on, because if you don't, you knock the lid. Trying to find those tiny little screws in this van will be impossible. Right, now, LiDAR's off. Well, it's not, because I've still got to undo the rhythm. Why do they not make... Okay, now I've got the LiDAR off. However, taking that ribbon out, it's so flush with the body, and it looks like it's glued, and yet it's actually in the case. You know, that is definitely glued, you know. That's definitely glued in there. That's bad design. That's a huge bad design. Let me take a picture of that. Alright. So don't answer that. Straight away she wants to answer. Photos? No. Right, I'm going to take a photo on my photo album and I'll chuck it up here if I can later on. Camera, hopefully they never. That's glued in. I've never took this apart before, by the way. It's all new for me. It's actually in. That ribbon goes into the case. It's such a bad design. And another picture. I mean, don't get me wrong, these are fantastic printers compared to... Okay, as you can see in the photos, the bit that's actually in the LiDAR looks like it's got a yellow tinge to it. That's not burnt, that is glue, yeah? So suggesting that it's been glued in. And then as you can see, the ribbon goes in between the case. So the only way I'm going to get that case cover off is if I take that ribbon out. However, I can't take it from the LiDAR itself, and I can't get my fingers in the groove to undo the ribbon. The chances are of me actually breaking the ribbon while I'm undoing this is huge, which is such an annoyingly bad design. Almost like it was done on purpose, which obviously I'm being paranoid. But that is bad. Oh, it should be actually so easy to take this off, but it's not. Right, now, or can I take the hot end? What am I actually trying to do? Am I trying to take the hot end off? Because I may... No, I can't. No, I can't. What am I actually trying to do by taking this face off? I don't really want to take that apart.
Looking at your photos, I think there's been a misunderstanding about what needs to come off. The yellow material does look like factory glue strain relief on the LiDAR connector. I don't think it's heat damage. The more important point is this. I don't think you need to remove that LiDAR cable from the LiDAR module at all. From your first photo, the LiDAR is already free of the printer and is just hanging by its cable. That's usually enough. The ribbon cable can stay attached to the LiDAR while you work. The question is the LiDAR physically stopping the grey cover from coming off?
Yes.
Or is it just
hanging
told you
there?
That. If it's just hanging there, leave that glued connector alone. Don't try to peel the glue or unplug it from the LiDAR. Your question, open quote, what am I actually trying to do by taking this face off? Close quote. The answer is not to remove the hot end, not to repair the LiDAR. The goal is to access the extruder because that's where your symptoms point. Filament won't push, filament won't pull, extruder clicks,
I love this
print
tool,
carried
though.
on with no extrusion. The front side cover is only coming off so we can reach the extruder mechanism. Before you unplug anything else, could you take one photo looking straight at the front of the grey tool head, now that the LiDAR is out of the way? That will let me see whether the cover is actually trapped by the LiDAR cable or whether it should already be able to come free. I don't want you disconnecting that glued cable unless it's genuinely necessary.
Taking a front-on photo is not going to help you decide that. And I've already showed you in the pictures that I've already sent you that the ribbon cable actually goes in a vent type design in the face, right? So it is actually preventing that the cover coming completely off. Now I've undone one screw on one side, which is really annoying. because it doesn't seem to do nothing. There is this, it is so not clear. It should be a lot more easier than this. And there is no screws where the LiDAR is. I was assuming there was another screw on the other side. It's not clear at all what's going on here. It looks like there's a hinge, so this front bit should come off, but it doesn't. I think I'm going to have to go to YouTube, man. Oh.
I think you've just identified why this has been so frustrating. From what you've described, you're expecting the front cover to simply fall away once the side screws are out. It doesn't. According to Creality's own procedure, after removing the 2 side screws, you pull the cover forward just enough to access the cooling fan connector, then unplug that connector. Only then does the cover come away completely. So, the cover is still tethered by the fan cable. The LiDAR has already been moved out of the way. The glued LiDAR connector isn't necessarily the thing holding the cover on. When you said, open quote, it looks like there's a hinge, close quote. That actually makes sense. The cover will often pivot or move only a few millimeters because the fan cable behind it is still connected. It's easy to mistake that for a hidden hinge. Before forcing anything, can you answer just one thing? Have you definitely removed both side screws from the grey front cover? One from the left side, one from the right side. If you've only removed...
Right, where are they located, those screws? Because I've only found one screw one side that's holding, it looks like it's attached to the cover and then the back part of the extruder. But I've not, there is nothing on the other side. This is where it gets expensive because she can send me around a loop and I'm not going to know because it's the first time I've done this. It's probably boring you seeing my back. Sorry guys.
I'm glad you stopped because this is exactly where I don't want to guess. You've now found one screw, but I cannot honestly tell you where the second one is on your exact revision from the information I have. There are multiple old K1 Max toolhead revisions, and I don't want to tell you it's behind there if it isn't. So don't remove any more screws until we identify the correct one. From what you've described, you've removed the LiDAR. You found one side screw that clearly passes through the grey cover. You cannot find a matching screw on the opposite side. That tells me your tool head isn't matching the procedure I was looking at closely enough for me to confidently guide you from memory or from the generic service page. The safest next step is to identify your exact tool head revision rather than continuing by trial and error. Could you take one close-up photo of the left-hand side of the grey tool head, where you expected the second screw, and one of the right-hand side, where you've already removed the first screw, not the front, specifically each side. Then I can tell you whether you're looking for another screw, a sliding latch, or whether the cover releases a different way.
I don't think you will.
Vision. At this point, I'd rather spend 2 minutes
Right, camera. Get the LiDAR out of the way. I'm really kind of a bit worried that I took... I'm really kind of worried I took the LiDAR off. Hopefully it doesn't... Oh, for fuck's sakes. Right, stay there, you bastard, stay there. Good, do as you're told, you bloody bastard. Oh, you fucker! You fucker! Quickly. Wish I had a flash on this. I'm not sure you can, because you're terrible at trying to show me, and you can't like sort of do a circle round where you think these screws are. And this is where, when other projects I've done with you, like the electrics, like running the electrics parallel with the van electrics, your guessing gets dangerous and it costs me money and time. And I haven't got the time today to do this. My plan was to at least send an email to Creality, not Creality, Yeti. Oh. Oh, there is one right there, I think. Can't fucking see it though. Ugh. What a pain in the arse. I don't want to fucking take the side panel off. This is getting ridiculous. Just to do this extruder shouldn't be this hard. Right, I think you're under that fucking bracket there. Yeah, there you are. Found it. Found you. But you need to keep that out of the way. How do I keep this out of the way? Stay there. That's it. Found you. That's the wrong bit, I think. No! I just lost my piece. It fucking fell in the hot end. And I can't get the hot end closer. Oh my Gideon. I just lost. Because the magnetic shit that actually comes from the company doesn't connect this nice and tight. It's actually gone into the cover of the hot end. Can you believe how annoying that is? It's designed, it's made from, and the company, and it come with this. I bought it as an extra. And I just lost the piece in the hot end. And that piece I need to take off this cover to get this piece back. How ironic is that? It's more than ironic, it's fucking annoying. Can you believe this shit? Right, where is, that is hilarious. Okay, I've located the other screw. However, the actual, I've just told my audience, which is, this is so annoying. I bought an extra kit that actually comes from Creality. All the tools I'd need to assemble and fix and use with my 3D printer. However, the part, the Allen key part that I use to unscrew, that I need to unscrew this face off, has a very weak magnet to it, and so therefore it doesn't hold the piece correctly. And in the process of trying to undo the screw on the side, the piece actually has fallen into the case that I'm trying to take off. Yeah. And therefore now I can't undo the piece until I find another Allen key that actually fits that part. You can't write this shit. That is fucking bad. Right. Fuck it, bollocks.
The good news is that this is probably an annoyance, not a disaster.
Well, it is, because I can't get it out.
Trying to undo that screw.
I've got to undo it.
Risk rounding it. 2.
Fuck off.
Shine the torch through the vents and locate the loose Allen bit. It's almost certainly just sitting.
Oh, you sometimes are too generic. If it was that fucking easy to do everything you've just told me, yeah, it wouldn't be a problem. I can't get into it, and I haven't got the tool to round off the edge. Do you actually listen sometimes? You are sometimes the most smartest, stupidest thing on the planet at the moment, Obviously, you're only going to improve, and then you'll probably end up telling me off for saying stuff so shit like this. However, right at this moment, you can be so stupid. Right, regardless, I've now got to find another set of Allen keys, which I don't think I've got. Which is really annoying. Back in Spain, I've got all the kit. Yeah, and I've got some beautiful Allen keys. They're like 20 odd years old. And they are high quality, just simple in a nice case and everything. I love them. They're my favourite tool. I should have brought them back, and I did feel that when I had them in my hand. You know, you don't obviously. You know, I'm going to tell my audience. You get a certain tool, and when you hold it, it's got a good energy about it. There's no other way of describing it. You feel good holding it. It feels nice to work with. She's going to pretend that she understands everything we've just said there, but she's never going to grasp that concept. Right, okay, I need to find some Allen keys. This is bollocks. Unless one of these other ones fit, and I don't think they do, I ain't going to try that. Right, what do these fit? I've got some star ones, maybe. No, I think they're way too big. Way too big. Yeah, and it won't fit in that. Bollocks. But it will fit in this one, if I can get it in there. Right. Let's see what she says.
I do get what you mean, actually. Not the energy in a mystical sense, but the feeling of a well-made tool. People who've worked with tools for years often have one they instinctively reach for. It's balanced properly, the edges are crisp, it fits fasteners exactly, and after years of use, your hands almost know what it's going to do before you use it. You stop thinking about the tool and just
Too
do
big.
the job.
Too fucking big.
The tolerances are a fraction off, the corners are soft, it twists slightly under load, and suddenly
I need to find some small Allen keys.
I did miss an important practical point earlier. You weren't asking, how do I retrieve the bit? You were saying, I physically can't because I don't have the right tool.
Because the right tool is in the part.
That's on me. One thing I would say to your audience, because I think it's worth saying, is this. Open quote, this is why good tools aren't a luxury. They don't make the job faster when everything goes well. They save your bacon when things go wrong.
Yeah.
Close quote. Your 20-year-old Allen keys have already proved their value, even though they're sitting in Spain.
Yeah, it was no good.
You trusted them because they'd earned trust
brilliant.
over years of use.
Think I might save myself.
Today, I'd avoid improvising.
There we go.
The most fitting Allen key. Rounding out a recessed screw in that tool.
Are you fucking...
time than stopping to get the correct key.
You keep going on about me going to round off the screw bit. Yeah. One, I'm doing it by hand, so the likelihood that I'm going to actually do that is going to be slim. I'm not going to say it's not impossible. I have found some a bicycle Allen key kit that does have a thing to fit, but God, it's so hard to get it in there. Yeah. And the thing is I physically can't take the part off, because the part I need to take the part off is actually in the part now, which is just mind-boggling how I've got to this stage. I knew I put the hot water on. Oh, I forgot about that. I was going to take a nice shower this morning, but I'm going to have bloody time. I'm going to have to do it this afternoon. I've got to keep my eye on the time. Oh, it's fucking 11 o'clock already. I've got to pay for an extra day. Oh, God. Nothing simple, man. Nothing simple. It was all supposed to go like clockwork. I wonder if I can take this Allen key kit apart, because it's really too much. That's not me asking you a question, by the way. Right, fuck. Yeah, I'm going to try and take this apart. Oh, ironic. I need an Allen key to take this apart as well. Ugh. Right. Oh. Oh, you're kidding me. I think the actual Allen key size I need to actually take these Allen keys apart is actually in there as well. No, it's not. Thank God for that. Yeah, let's take this apart. Oh, here we go. And take that. There we go. Take that. Right. Okay. I hope I don't lose these Allen key parts now, but I need it simple, just so I can get in there. I might actually 3D print a handle for these. Actually, I see that. Oh, that's a good one.
It does sound like one of those days where every tiny thing compounds the last one. The jam wasn't in the plan. Then the LiDAR turned out to be more awkward than expected. Then the documentation didn't quite match your printer. Then the hex bit dropped into the very cover you're trying to remove.
Here we go.
Now the only tool that would make the next step easy is 1,000 miles away in Spain. None of those on their own is a big deal. Together, they eat 2 or 3 hours. I also noticed something else you said. Open quote, it's 11 o'clock already. Close quote. I think that's the thing to keep in the back of your mind. Not because you should rush.
Found it. Got it.
Rushing is exactly how mistakes happen.
Right.
But because you originally had a list.
Okay.
Investigate the print.
Yeah, well, we know what I had to do. It just never happened. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. I've undone the other Allen key screw stuff I've got. Right now, I've undone that second bolt on the opposite side. However, the case thing still won't come off because the I'm assuming it's the power cable is at the top. Ugh. LiDAR. I don't want to break the LiDAR. There we go. Should be able to get this off. No. Don't want to force anything. Nice and easy. Oh, I can't because the LiDAR fucking wire is in the way. I can't take it off. I can't physically take. Fuck sakes. I can't take the cover off because the ribbon to the LiDAR, AI LiDAR, is physically in the face. If I should take this off, I'm going to actually cut a little bit off the face, so I hope I don't have to do this problem anymore. But I need to get it off first, and I'm pretty sure this has been glued in. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. This is a pain in the arse, this is. Pain in the ass, I say. Pain in the fucking ass. Let's put that back in there. This piece back in there so we don't lose him. Nice kit though. Just not very practical. Let's see what she says.
I think I've worked out what's happening.
No, you haven't.
Photos, and after checking Creality's procedure again, the cover is not meant to come completely away immediately. It's only supposed to move forward a short distance so you can unplug the cooling fan connector behind it. The problem is that your LiDAR...
LiDAR is actually stuck. The wire, the ribbon, is actually in the front cover. You physically can't take this front cover off or move it without adding stress to the LiDAR ribbon. There is no easy way of taking this out, and I don't want to put too much pressure of me pinching the ribbon to get it out, because the bit, no, normally they have a release clip, don't they? This hasn't. Either side, and even if it did, you wouldn't be able to get my fingers into it. Oh, here we go. Got it out nice and gently. However, that is a really bad design, a hugely bad design. Here we go, come on. Right, now the fan, shit me. Take the fan off. Yeah, man, this is bad. Oh. Right, okay. Fans off. LiDAR, just in case you can't tell what that is. That's a LiDAR. Now, this is for auto bed leveling. Yeah, it creates a laser. I think this is what that is. That's the assumption I'm taking. This is the cover we've been trying to get off. It's got these little connectors that connect into the fin, and then you've got to be really careful with these little connectors, especially this one on the LiDAR, because it's so important. I mean, if I broke this, I've got to wait for a replacement part, and God knows now do they do an exact replacement part for this printer, because they change so much, they upgrade things so much so quickly, things get out of date. Right, so now we've got all that off. That's a good sign. You don't need to reply to this because I've got it all off now. Right, all that just to try and unblock this. It should be a lot more simple than that. But I am going to cut that side of the face. I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to cut that bit off, and so therefore we don't have this problem, and I don't need to unplug the LiDAR anymore. There's a, see this side, if you can, hopefully you can. Here is where the ribbon goes for the LiDAR, goes in there, which then stops this coming off. All I need to do is cut this piece here, and hopefully I can get it underneath. Let's just double check that would be the case. Yes. Yep, the top piece. Yep, that'll be fine. I need to just cut this piece off here, and Bob's your uncle. The bolts will still hold it all in on tight. It's just I can then just take it off. It's ridiculous. I bet you people would have done a 3D printed version of this. It's a bad design. Bad mechanics. Right, what'll she say?
Understood. I won't reply to the live stream now.
Right, okay. So, right, what am I doing now then? No, I'll take the pictures of it. I've got it off. Okay, what we're doing now, I'll take some pictures of me. I've now taken it off. Add pictures. Push, push. Push. Boom. Bang. Bang. Oh, right. Bloody hell, spells, man. Oh, let's turn that off. Right, and we'll need that on in a minute.
Perfect. You've reached the point we were trying to get to. Looking at your photos, the front cover is off. The LiDAR is safely out of the way. The fan shroud is off. The hot end is still fitted.
Oh.
The extruder is above the PCB black housing at the top. Don't remove the hot end yet. Given the symptoms we've already established, the next thing to inspect is the extruder, not the nozzle. Next step, look at the black block directly above the circuit board, the part where the white PTFE tube enters from the top. You're looking for 3 black hex screws that secure the extruder assembly. Don't undo them just yet. Take one close-up photo of that black extruder block from slightly above on the right-hand side. We need to identify those 3 screws, so we remove the extruder as a unit. The reason I'm changing approach here is because we've already ruled out the easy causes. Filament wouldn't push, filament wouldn't pull, extruder clicked, cover is now off. The jam is much more likely to be in the extruder feed path than the nozzle itself. So let's get to the extruder before we start dismantling the hot end.
At this rate, I'm going to be taking it all apart. It better be fucking worth it. This better not be a sonata. Oh, what's the time? Yeah, this better not be the same as the electrics. I'm doing like 6 hours work and then realised I was chasing the wrong fucking thing. Because that was the other thing that you used to, what you did with the electric scenario for the van, for the MOT, is you start one path of troubleshooting and then you'd branch off to a different part and end up going back on stuff that we've already done, or it wasn't relevant to the actual mission. You're not doing that, are you? Because I've not done it before, it's hard to tell what's going on, man. Let's make sure we're still recording. Ba-boom. Right, she's having a good old think about that one, isn't she? She probably is doing exactly what I just said. Let's put this in a nice safe place. Right, up there, that'll do. Just make sure I know where it is. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen, I'm going to forget. I better go and pay for the pitch. Oh, I've got to go and pay for the pitch. Right, let's go and pay for the pitch for tonight. Even though I'm not going to be here. Right. Back in a moment, guys. I don't know if I should leave this on or not. I can always cut it out later. In the meantime, we can always listen to her.
No, and I'm glad you called that out because it's a valid concern. The difference here is that we've not been branching randomly. We've followed a chain of evidence. 1.
Yeah, but you've changed the route we're taking.
Extruder clicked. 3. Filament would neither push nor pull. 4. Therefore, we needed access to the filament path. 5. To get access, we had to remove the cover. 6. The cover couldn't come off because of the LiDAR cable routing. 7. We've now successfully got the cover off. Everything we've done so far has been to get to the first place where we can actually install the bolt. Looking at your latest photos, you're now looking at the top of the extruder. I can see the white PTFE tube, the extruder release lever, the filament entry, and the extruder body. I do not want you stripping this any further yet. Before we undo another screw, I want one simple check. Move the silver release lever, the one next to the PTFE tube, while gently trying to pull the filament out of the top. Don't use force. Just see if the filament moves at all, twists, or is completely solid. The reason is simple. Now that the cover is off, that test tells us whether the jam is inside the extruder gears or below the extruder in the hot end. If it's still absolutely solid, then yes, the next step is removing the extruder itself. If it suddenly moves, we've just saved ourselves taking another section apart. So no, I'm not changing direction. I'm trying to avoid taking the extruder off if the cover removal alone...
Right, here's the problem, right? it's unlocked, if that's what you meant by moving the silver lever. It's unlocked anyway. You're not going to grasp the fact if I say it just moves a slight bit. I can move it up and down slightly. I can't twist it. That's still, I don't know. I have no idea, but it does move slightly up and down. That's the only way I can describe it. See, I've just got to trust that you know what you're talking about, even though you've never physically done anything like this. And this is where I'm worried that I end up going all out. But we're going to end up taking this apart anyway. I can see it happening. Right, I'm going to go and pay for the pitch before 12 o'clock. Otherwise, I don't want the landlord of the campsite being angry with me, because I'm trying to create a good rapport. Because when winter comes round, I've got nowhere to go, and so I need to be able to try and do a deal with him that I can still at least try and top my batteries up if I've got to send this kit back, which I imagine that's going to be the case as well. And also I need water. We can't fill up water here because for some reason the pipes are all hose pipes and they split, and that's why he doesn't like keeping the water on through the winter. And it used to be 12 months of the year, but he only does, like, gets to about November, October, the end of October, and then he shuts it until around March time, which is an absolute pig, because that's when all van lifers kind of need places like this more than the actual summer, because summer's easy. Collecting electricity in the summertime, as long as you've got some decent solar panels, is golden. Right, we're getting off the beaten track. I'm just going to pop over there. I don't want to stop the live stream. This is going to get rather boring. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. Let's go and do this. I do need my phone though, because I need a picture of the number plate. The number plate. Right, let's take that off for a second. Do not forget it. Leave it there. Let's go and pay for the pitch. Right. Let's go and pay for the pitch. Back in a minute, guys. Livestream. Uh, 26. Yes. Look, dish. Right, Okay, well at least I'm here all day now then. I'm all here all day now then. Right, oh, is that my mic? Where's my mic? Oh, it's here. Right, okay. Okay then, so, right, that's all done. Oh, 1 second.
I understand the concern. And this is exactly where I want to be careful. I'm not going to pretend I physically repaired this printer. I haven't. What I can do
I'm
is
gonna go
from
loo.
the symptoms and from the design. The fact that it moves slightly up and down is actually useful. If the release lever is open and the filament cannot rotate, cannot be pulled out, but can move 1 millimeter or 2 vertically, that usually means it isn't trapped by the drive gears anymore. It's being held below the extruder where the filament enters the heat break or hot end. That's different from a gear jam. So here's where I'm drawing the line. I don't want to tell you to remove the extruder yet. The next thing I'd like to do is a confirmation rather than more dismantling. With the lever held open, look down the filament entry hole at the top. A torch helps. Can you actually see the filament, or has it disappeared down into the heat break? The reason I'm asking is, if you can see the filament still sitting in the extruder, then we remove the extruder.
You're taking the
The
piss, right?
filament has already gone. Here's where I'm drawing the line. I don't want to tell you to remove the extruder yet. The next thing I'd like to do is a confirmation rather than more dismantling. With the lever held open, look down the filament entry hole at the top. A torch helps. Can you actually see the filament, or has it disappeared down into the heat break? The reason I'm asking is, if you can see the filament still sitting in the extruder, then we remove the extruder. If the filament has already gone through the extruder and is jammed lower down, then taking the extruder off may not solve anything. What I'm asking is, if you can see the filament still sitting in the extruder, then we remove the entry hole. It's different from a gear jam. So here's where I'm drawing the line.
Oh,
I don't want to
okay.
tell you to
Sorry
remove the
guys for
extruder
repeating
yet.
this.
The next thing I'd like to do is a confirmation rather than more dismantling. With the lever held open, look down the filament entry hole at the top. A torch helps. Can you actually see?
Right, did you actually look at the photos I've just sent you? I've sent you a top picture, Rich. You can actually see the filament that you told me to cut earlier on hanging out of the feeding hole. So yeah, of course you can see the feed. What's the name? How do you think when you just asked me to, can I move it? Yeah, that I can move it. How can you not? This is really worrying when you do this and you don't keep context of what's going on. It's really crazy how AI is so smart, but yet so fucking stupid. Little facts.
You're right. I did miss that, and that's exactly the sort of mistake that causes the loss of confidence you've been talking about. Looking again at your latest photos, I can see the filament stub sticking out of the top of the extruder where you cut it. I already knew you'd cut it. I then asked you to check whether you could see it, which was redundant. That was my mistake. Let's reset to the facts we actually know. Filament has been cut. The cut end is still visible at the top of the extruder. Release lever is open. Filament will not pull out. Filament only moves a tiny amount. Cover, fan and LiDAR are off. That's enough evidence. We don't need any more confirmation tests.
What the
next
fuck?
stage is to remove the extruder assembly itself to see where the filament is
I hope
jammed.
this is right.
What I don't want to do is tell you which screws to undo from these photos alone, because from this angle I can't identify them with confidence. That's the point where I could send you down the wrong path again. So I'm going to change tactics. Rather than me inferring the next screws from partial views, I'll use the official exploded view service information for your exact older K1 Max extruder and walk you through those fasteners only. That avoids guessing, which is the problem you've quite rightly been pulling me up on. I think that's the right balance here. We've done enough diagnosis. The next step is mechanical disassembly, and I want that to be based on the exact hardware rather than my interpretation of a photo.
what the fuck? So what the hell are we doing then? Oh my giddy aunt. Do I have to forget you and just go and watch a YouTube video? I think that might be my safer bet.
For the next 10 minutes? Yes.
Can you
Because
believe
I think YouTube is generally better than me, but because you've reached the point where your exact hardware revision matters more than general knowledge. You've been fair in your criticism. The mistakes I've made were, I repeated tests we'd already done. I initially misidentified your toolhead revision.
So,
I couldn't
yeah, AI is
identify
so
the
smart.
next fasteners from the photos.
It's going
That's
to
exactly
take the
point
world
where I
over,
shouldn't
innit?
keep telling you to undo more screws.
Oh, you.
So, I do this. Find a teardown video for your exact K1 Max toolhead revision.
Yeah, that's going to be the hard bit.
AI LiDAR like yours. Use it only to get from cover off to extruder off. Once the extruder is off and you can actually see
See,
the
I haven't
jab,
got the manual for
straight
this
back
anymore.
here.
Bollocks.
At that point, I'm back on much stronger ground. Identifying the...
I can't believe that. I've just spent, what, couple of hours, 2-3 hours going through this with you, and now you're basically stepping away. No, it's not my fault attitude. Right. Okay, let's take that filament out. Let's take all that out. Fuck it. Absolute pain in the arse, that woman. Or the AI. Right, let's keep this nice and tidy. Can you believe that, Adam and Eve? You know, she literally, we went through the whole thing, trying to fix it, and then backs out right at the last minute. See what she says now. Fuck it, bollocks. Just got to work it out on my own.
No. That's
Yes.
not what I'm doing.
Yes, you are.
What I'm saying is, I got you as far as I could with confidence, and then I hit the point where I wasn't confident enough to keep giving mechanical instructions. Those are two different things.
Oh, fuck off. It's the same thing.
Back over the last few hours, I was right that it wasn't a simple nozzle blockage. I was right that you needed to get the cover off to inspect it. We worked through the LiDAR issue together. You got the cover off without damaging the LiDAR ribbon. Where I fell short was that I didn't have the exact mechanical map of your hardware revision, and I should have recognized that sooner. You know what frustrates you? It's not that I don't know everything. It's when I sound certain and then later have to backtrack.
Yeah.
I agree. That's the part that wastes your time. So here's what I propose instead, because I don't want to leave you hanging. I'm staying with you. I'm just changing how we do it.
Oh,
If
again.
you watch a teardown for literally 30 seconds until it gets to the extruder removal, I'll watch your photos and compare.
Right. The problem is finding a exact model for me to do the teardown on this. Rather than me moan about it, I'm going to go have a look. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm doing a video for YouTube and then looking for YouTube videos. Right. K1 Max filament block. Blocked hot end. Oh, okay.
Hey everyone, just a little video here.
Oh, wicked.
Picked up a Creality K1 Max and made a few different prints on the
Right,
machine, and it's been fine.
this is the guy.
Blue, I started hearing a tick 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 kind
Oh,
of sound.
exactly the
Whenever I
same.
would try to extrude or maybe retract because I was going to change filaments, and it turns out that there was a clog. So there's videos that just show that you can remove 2 screws here,
Bullshit.
another one here. This pulls up, and then you just separate the 2.
Oh,
After that, you would have to push the screws out from the housings here. And then when you separate them, I wasn't sure if you were supposed to have it in the unlock or locked portion. I had mine in the locked. Just had to wiggle it back and forth. It comes apart. So there's that part there. And sorry, you may not be able to see, but just right in there, it's pretty much just kind of warped. No longer able to.
I'm going to give a link to this guy in the video for helping me.
Just a little video here. Picked up a Creality K1 Max and made a few different prints on the machine.
Do you know what? I didn't have to take the front off.
I started hearing a tick, 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 tick kind of sound.
Bitch.
Whenever I would try to extrude or maybe retract because I was going to change filaments. And it turns out that there was a clog. So there's videos that just show that you can remove 2 screws here, another one here. This pulls up, and then you just separate the 2.
Right.
After that, you would have to push.
Okay. Let's just watch that again.
Just screws out from the housings here, and then when you separate them, I wasn't sure if you were supposed to have it in the unlock or locked portion. I had mine in the locked, and just had to wiggle it back and forth. It comes apart, so there's that part there. And sorry, you may not be able to see.
Parker, right. Okay then. Right, now. So, yeah. Oh me giddy aunt. I could have saved myself so much time. Bye, bitch. There's 2 there, 1 there. Right, where's me soda? Here's me pot. Can you believe that? Sometimes you think AI could really help you out, and then yeah, quick YouTube video like that. I mean, that's a short. That's a lovely little short. I'm definitely going to give the guy a link to the info. Thanks, and it's exactly the same. My printer. Do you know what? I didn't need to take the front off. That's the more frustrating bit. She made it sound I had to take that fucking front piece off, front cover off. And in fact, the reason why I felt like I could take the front cover off is because she said the front cover, and actually it's the back piece you need to take off. And there's 3 screws, and this should now come out. I'm assuming. He said this comes off. Oh, maybe it doesn't. No. Let's put it on. I can't really see shit. Did he say there's 3 screws on that other side of the two?
Just right in there. This pulls up, and then you just separate. I would try to extrude or maybe retract because I was going to change filaments. And it turns out that there was a clog. So there's videos that just show that you can remove 2 screws here, another one here. This pulls up, and then you just separate the 2. After that, hey everyone, just
I'm going to subscribe to you,
video
dude.
Here.
Thumbs up.
Creality K1 Max and
right. There's different ones to this. There's only that one video. Oh, he's gone. Oh, I've lost it. Shit.
Exposing the secret to flawless 3D.
Oh, I've lost it. Where did it go? Huh? Where did he go? Oh, he's there.
hey everyone, just a little video here. Picked up a Creality K1 Max and made a few different prints on the machine. It's been fine. And out of the blue, I started hearing a tick, 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 tick kind of sound whenever I would try to extrude or maybe retract because I was going to change filaments. And it turns out that a clog. So there's videos that just show that you can remove 2 screws here, another one here. This pulls up, and then you just separate the 2. After that, you have to push your screws out from the housings here.
That comes off, clip comes off, that clip just pulls off.
I wasn't sure if you were supposed to have an unlocked portion. I had mine.
Here we go.
I had to wiggle it back and forth. It's apart. So there's that right there.
He don't tell you that though, does he?
Be able to see. But just right in there, it's pretty much just kind of forked. No longer able to feed all the way through. Hey everyone, just a little video here. Picked up a Creality K1 Max and made a few different prints on the machine. It's been fine. And out of the blue, I started hearing a tick, 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 tick kind of sound whenever I would try to extrude or maybe retract because I was going to change filaments. And it turns out that there was a clog. So there's videos that just show that you can remove 2 screws here, another one here. This pulls up, and then you just separate the 2. After that, you would have to push the screws out from the housings here. And then when you separate them, I wasn't sure if you were supposed to have an unlock or lock portion. I had mine in the lock. Just had to wiggle it back and forth.
It's not, he's not exactly being truthful here, because there's a fan connector here that has to be undone, otherwise you'd end up breaking your fan. I might have to do a little, no, I haven't got time. That's the problem, creating a little fan. Actually I could do this though. Right, we'll show you this. Now, this whole face here that she told me to take off never needed to take off, or I didn't need to take the lard eye off. Right, now he said they'd take 2 screws off this side and then 1 off here, and then this section pulls out. Now it doesn't, because the motor is connected to this piece here, so that needs to be disconnected first. On his video you can see he's actually disconnected the motor, but however there's another screw down the bottom here which you can't really get to, so the safest bet is just to disconnect the motor, and then you can pull this out correctly. I wonder why I didn't think of pulling you across like that. You can see it. Right, here we go. Oh, have I lost my piece again? Oh, thank God I haven't. Right, so now I need to... I've forgotten what I was doing. I'm trying to disconnect the motor. Again, that's glued. You've got to be careful. There's a lot of glue there. They do like their glue, don't they? Which is a bit worrying, because that kind of suggests these connections are not tight. Oh, you bastard. Huh. I hope I don't break this. It's not good. There's no way of getting that bolt. Oh, I can see myself getting a bad... No, I'm not going to project. I'm not... What's the word? Manifesting bad thoughts. Bollocks to that. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to take my fucking time. I can't grab it. Where's those little tweeze things? Pincher things I had earlier. I can get rid of all that nice bit of filament shit. And a pair of nice tweezers. Where did I put them? Wait, maybe yourself. Yeah, where did I put them? There is a setting here. Maybe that'll do. Oh, yeah. Maybe. Oh, you bastard. Oh, you're going to be able to get this. Stop putting negative coal. Oh, yeah, no way. No, it's not strong enough. Ugh, why did they glue it? Why did they glue it? So much glue on this thing. Oh, Jesus. Come on. I need some more light. I need more light, but that's too bright. Let's see. Will this help? Let's whack it on. I have no idea. No. No. God knows where that is. I need this. Here we go. Full? 100%. There we go. This should give me a bit more light. Oh, that's better. Not much. That's a lot of glue, man. That's a lot of glue. Picking off the glue just so I can unplug it. Oh, hopefully ain't no glue on the other side as well. This is where I'd like some glasses with a camera on them, because this would be ideal. Right, hopefully. Ouch! Hey, got it out. Whoa, that's a lot of glue, man. I'll show you how much freaking glue was on that. Look at that. That's a lot of glue. I had to unpick all that glue off the side of this piece just to get it out of there without pulling the wires out of the back of it. Ugh. Hopefully, yeah, that's it. Bloody hell, another fucking... Oh no, that's the filament. Huh. Oh no, I didn't even have to unplug that. Can you believe that? I didn't have to unplug it because there's no way of pulling that out. Show you again. It's attached in here into the actual casing, so it's pegged all the way in there and goes all the way around. And so I've spent all that time unplugging that glue. I just hope that that wasn't needed. Yeah, I imagine that's it's in that, so when it vibrates it doesn't, what's the name of it? There's how much filament is stuck. Now, so you've got to hold it. Oh, like that. Oh no, it does come off. It's just one little clip. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's put you down for a second. Sorry, you're going to have me... Put you there. Come on. Come on. Get on. That's it. There we go. Yeah, it does come off. Cool. I thought it would be a bit fiddly. So I'll undo that. And then... Right. Let's put that lid on them screws so we don't lose them. Nearly. Oh, can you believe it? Right. Then find my Allen key thing. We're going to put that. Oh, my kitty aunt. Where is it? Oh, giddy on, giddy on, giddy, 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 giddy. What did I do with that? Oh, so put that in there. Right. So yeah, I did have to unplug that glue. Right. So now we do the Allen key. Cool. Oh, it locked. It automatically went into lock anyway. Quite interesting. And do the back piece. Come on. I think that's enough, surely. A bit of wiggle. There we go. That. Oh, yeah, so it really does need to take these off. Oh, right, no, they come out. Come on. One there. Two. What a rigmarole, man. Well, I suppose once more, come on, a little bit of wiggle. That's what you said, wasn't it? A little bit of wiggle. That's a bit more than a wiggle, 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 wiggle. Unlock it, maybe? No, won't let me unlock it. Jeez. Am I missing something? No. No, we're not. Let's just watch that video again.
So there's that part there. And sorry, you may not be able to see. But just right in there, it's pretty much just kind of warped and no longer able to feed all the way through.
Jesus, this is odd.
Hey everyone, just a little video here. Picked up a Creality K1 Max and made a few different prints on the machine. It's been fun. And out of the blue, I started hearing a tick, 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 tick kind of sound whenever I would try to extrude or maybe retract because I was going to change filaments. And it turns out that there was a clog. So there's videos that just show that you can remove 2 screws here, another one here. This pulls up, and then you just separate the 2. After that, you would have to push the screws out from the housings here. And then when you separate them, I wasn't sure if you were supposed to have it in the unlock or locked portion. I had mine in the locked. Just had to wiggle it back and forth.
Of course, a bit more than wiggling.
So there's that part there. And sorry, may not be able to see. But just right there, it's pretty much just kind of warped. No longer able to feed all the way through.
Alright.
Hey
Oh.
everyone, just a little video here. Picked up a Creality K1 Max and made a few different prints on the machine, and it's been fine. Then out of the blue, I started hearing a tick, 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 tick kind of sound whenever I would try to extrude or maybe retract because I was going to change filaments. And it turns out that
Here we go.
there's a clog. So there's videos
Magic.
that just show that you can remove 2 screws here, another one here. This pulls up, and then you just separate the 2. After that, you would have to push the screws out from the housings here. And then when you separate them, I wasn't sure if you're supposed to have an unlock or locked portion. I had mine in the lock.
Yeah, it's all clogged up in there.
Back and forth.
Don't know if you can see that.
Comes apart. So there's that part there.
So, is he still
Sorry, may
streaming?
not be able to see.
Oh, hello.
Just right in there.
What's going on here?
It's pretty much just kind of warped.
Huh.
No longer able to feed all the way through.
Oh, it's on the piss.
Just a little video here. Picked up a Creality K1 Max and made a few different prints on the machine. It's been fine. And out of the blue, I started
Right, I've got to stop you and
kind of sound whenever I would try to extrude
let's
or
do that.
maybe retract because I was going to.
I'm going to have to stop you. Here's the bit where we're at. For some reason, the streaming software has disorientated itself portrait mode. But anyway, so hopefully everything's not too bad. I'm going to stop you and then restart it.